What's going on, everybody? I hope you had a fantastic Monday so far. This is NYG Jeffy T 85 here, and I'm bringing you guys the breaking news that happened earlier on today surrounding the New York Mets, as the Mets have officially signed Justin Verlander, the future Hall of Fame starting pitcher who spent 13 years with the Detroit Tigers and 5 years, including this past season, with the Houston Astros. The former Cy Young and multi-time All-Star pitcher has officially signed a 2-year, $86 million deal with the New York Mets with a vested third-year option for $35 million in 2025 if, in fact, he can pitch at least 140 innings in 2024. And both years are about $43.3 million in each of the 2 years that he signed his official contract with the Mets. So the Mets, even though they lost Jacob deGrom just a few days ago, they were able to replace him with the future Hall of Fame pitcher, Justin Verlander, and he will officially team back up with his former Detroit Tiger teammate, Max Scherzer, at the top of the New York Mets starting rotation. So the Mets will officially have Justin Verlander and Max Scherzer headlining their starting rotation heading into 2023. And Verlander has had a damn hell of a good career overall. In 17 seasons, overall, he's had 244 wins with 133 losses in his career. He's pitched to a 3.24 ERA. He's had 482 games started overall. He's had 26 complete games with 9 shutouts and 3,163 innings pitched. He has given up 1,139 runs scored. He's also given up 322 earned runs. He's given up 880 walks overall. And he's also struck out 3,198 pitchers overall. Justin Verlander is just what the doctor wrote for the New York Mets. In fact, his best season, he's had multiple strong seasons over his career. He's had multiple seasons where he's had at least 16 plus wins. From 2006, he was 17-9. 2009, he was 19-9. 2011, where he had the most wins of his career, he's 24-5 with the Detroit Tigers. In 2016, he had 16 wins overall. 2012, he had 17. 2018, he had 16 wins of 9 losses. 2019, he had 21 wins and 6 losses. And just this past season, after he missed all of 2021 with injuries, he won 18-4 and won a World Series with this team. Justin Verlander is the type of pitcher that is going to be that bulldog in the front of your rotation. He's a strikeout pitcher. The only thing you have to be concerned about is he was 39 years old last season. He's going to be going into his age 40 season. So obviously the biggest concern right now amongst the Mets fans, amongst pundits and everything, is will Justin Verlander be able to hold up over the span of the entire year, because he has been getting banged up a couple of times, and now the New York Mets are going to be going into this season with 2 pitchers that are 39 years old and older. So that's the question right now with the New York Mets. How are they going to be able to keep these 2 guys healthy throughout the entire season? Because right now, the New York Mets and SteveCohen pretty much says he gave this team a 2-year window with Justin Verlander and Max Scherzer to go out there and win a World Series with these 2 guys. And, of course, the rest of the team that they're building right now with, of course, Edwin Diaz back onto the fold as their closer. Now you got Verlander and Scherzer headlining the starting rotation. You got Carrasco still. You have to see if they're going to be able to negotiate a contract with Chris Bassett and Taijuan Walker. And if not, you go into the rest of the offseason. You try to see if you can supplement the rest of that starting pitching. You see what you can do about the bullpen. Trevor May, Trevor Williams. You still got Seth Lugo. You got a bunch of guys that are free agents right now in that bullpen. And you still got Brandon Nimmo out there to go try to re-sign if you can bring him back. Because The Phillies got better. Phillies just signed Trey Turner to a large contract, so they just got better. The Mets now obviously bring in Justin Verlander to headline their rotation along with Max Scherzer. So the Mets are trying to hope that both Scherzer and Verlander at the top of that rotation can be able to go out there and pitch at least 20, 25 starts, pitch at least about 200, close to 300 innings per this next season and in 2024. They can remain healthy and they can give the type of production for the New York Mets that they gave in these past few seasons. Scherzer was actually pitching really well with the Mets before he ended up getting hurt with that shoulder issue, and he had the forearm issue, and he had to miss all that time during the season. And Verlander, he did pitch all of last year. He was 18-4 with a 1.75 ERA, but at the same time, Verlander has had injury issues over the past few years in his career. So the Mets are taking a risk, but sometimes you got to take a major risk if you want to get to where you want to go. I'm very happy with having Verlander. I'm happy the Mets only gave him a 2-year deal, because I would not have been happy if they tried to give him a longer than a 2-year deal, because of the fact he is 39, going to be 40 years old, and you don't want to take a chance with a pitcher that's older up there and possibly he starts breaking down for the New York Mets heading into his age 40 season. So really, right now, the Mets have been able to supplement the loss of Jacob deGrom, who signed with Texas a few days ago. And now the Mets have Justin Verlander and Max Scherzer headlining the starting rotation, as the Mets were keen on trying to replace the production that Jacob deGrom was not giving them. Jacob deGrom wasn't able to give them due to injuries, and because now the fact he left that huge void and it's been filled now with Verlander. We'll have to see how the Mets are able to continue this offseason, as they're going to look to try to see if they can bring back Nimmo. We'll have to see what happens with Bassett and Walker. Have to see how the Mets are going to implement the rest of that starting pitching. If they can't bring back Walker and or Bassett, see how they do with the bullpen as well as the starting lineup, because the lineup is still very incomplete. Even if you bring back Nimmo, you are still lacking some major bats in the heart of that order. You need yourself a sturdy DH, because they got nothing from that designated hitter position. You got nothing from the catching position. Hopefully Alvarez can come up and give them a spark. But either way, this is a strong way to replace the production that you had from Jacob deGrom. Overall, after he departed, you bring in another future Hall of Fame pitcher, guaranteed first ballot Hall of Famer in Justin Verlander to the fold, and see if his age 40 season, along with Max Scherzer, these guys can hold up enough to give the Mets a strong chance of winning the World Series in 2023. So that's just my breaking news I wanted to give you guys. Justin Verlander has officially signed a 2-year, $86 million deal with the New York Mets, with a 3rd-year option of about $35 million if he's able to pitch 140 innings in 2024, and both the 2 years guaranteed are going to be worth $43.3 million in his 2-year contract from Billy Epler and the New York Mets. So if you guys like this video, hit the like button below, sub up if you haven't already to NYGJeffyT85 for more breaking news, updates, chatter, and free agent news surrounding the New York Mets. Turn on the bell for notifications of the next video or short that's dropping around the New York Mets. And let me know in the comments section how you guys feel about the New York Mets signing Justin Verlander, and how you feel about him and Max Scherzer headlining that starting rotation for the Mets in terms of their 1-2, and what you would like to see the Mets do heading into the rest of this offseason, as the winter meetings have just kicked off in the 2nd day until this winter meetings end on Wednesday. Thank you very much, everybody. Have a great rest of your Monday. Take it easy, and as always, let's go New York Mets. All you got to do is you got to believe in those boys from Queens.